Hey y'all, just gonna give you a real quick video on how to change the water line on your fridge. It's pretty simple. First off, obviously, I already took my old one off, but you wanna pull the fridge out and then get in there behind it. First thing you're gonna do is turn the water off where it comes out of the wall. And then you're gonna wanna take the line off. Now, most lines look like this. This is actually a nicer one than what I had. This is a braided one. But we took the fridge out and took the water line off. So whenever I disconnect it, if it's a little older, I just recommend replacing it to be on the safe side, especially it's behind your fridge. If it's leaking water, you're not gonna see it. So just go ahead and disconnect this. I just did it with a little crescent wrench. That way you don't have to have the exact wrench. And it comes off like a standard bolt to lefty loosey, righty tighty. So turn off the water, took it out there, did the same thing, took it out on this side. Now it's gonna leak some water when you take it out. I just got a towel over here to help dry it a little bit. And then while I have the fridge out, I'm gonna vacuum inside here and kind of clean it up some. But I went ahead and disconnected it. Next, I'm gonna put a little Teflon tape on it. Not much, probably just one around each side. The manufacturer says you don't need the Teflon tape because it has this little rubber gasket in here, but I always recommend using it just to be on the safe side. Again, if it's leaking water in the back there and you don't see it, it's gonna be a bad day. So let me just get this tape on real quick and I'll show you what it looks like before I put the hood on. All right, try to balance the camera right. Sorry, it's on my knee, it's kind of a tight spot. So something like this, I'm just gonna take maybe 1.5 inches of the Teflon tape. Now, when you put on Teflon tape, you always want to do it in the direction that you're going to tighten the screw or whatever down, whatever you're tightening down. Because if you do it the opposite way, it's going to come loose and kind of get bunched up when you take off the, or when you put on the nut, that is. So just one time around, it's actually about 1.5. And then you see this where it's covering the hole a little bit. I'm just gonna pull it back to make sure the water flow is good through there. Just pull it back off the edge a little bit. It's kind of a tight spot. It's hard for me to get my my hands in here. Just pull that back a little bit. All right, and then same thing on the wall side. Put this piece of Teflon on. You don't want to overdo it with the Teflon. It'll actually wind up working against you. So that piece may be even a little too long, but I think it's going to work just fine. And then I like to get it nice down on the grooves a little bit. Then we'll bring in this line. Now, like I was saying, there's a lot of different lines, plastic, but I've had good luck with these braided ones. So they're pretty heavy duty. Now, for this, you want to be very careful not to over tighten this. All this stuff's pretty sensitive. So what I recommend and what the manufacturer says is get it hand tight and then 3/4 of a turn on there. It's nice and tight. Maybe even I'll do a full one on here because the directions are if you don't have Teflon tape on it. And then we're going to test the water line before we put the fridge back. Same thing on this side. Get that line on there. Hand tight. And then again, I'll give it about a full rotation just because I do have the Teflon tape on there. Just make sure it's nice and snug on that. I have seen in the past also, not with ones for the fridge like this, but these braided lines actually break in the braid. So it's a good idea to keep a eye on the whole thing. And I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on the water. leak in there. I don't see any leak in there. What I'll do is go ahead and run some water through the fridge to get out that air, but also to make sure just once you put a little more pressure on it, that nothing funny is going on. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I appreciate it, and remember, you can do it. All right, I'm just gonna run a little water through the fridge, make sure everything's working as it should. I also replaced the filter in the fridge, so it's got a lot of air in it. So you see that? Some of the air there, it's completely normal. Still getting some air bubbles. There we go. Looking good. It looks like all the air is out of the line.